Hello and welcome to another video of my CommandBlock Minigames series. This is an exciting one because this is the first video I have done that utilizes the new snapshots. So all in this minigame. Alright, so I'm gonna put myself into game mode 2, which is adventure mode. So here, I didn't label them because I'm lazy, but, you stupid skeleton. This one is red, that one's blue, and I guess I'm joining blue. So, this is the blue side. Basically, you start out with 3 items. You have a bow, a sword, and then an arrow. And I have all the different, not all the different, but all the ones that cause damage or hurt your opponent. So I have all those type of arrows, and it constantly cycles. So when you shoot, you don't know which one is going to go. And I just hit myself, which isn't good. You're going to die. Yeah, you don't have the bows like me. Look at this. He didn't know how to do it. Wow, that zombie looks weird. So, you have the sword, of course, and there is a new sweeping attack. So, as you see the particle. What? Yeah, that's the sweeping particle effect. It's going to cause a lot of damage to that spider. Let's see if I can kill this creeper in one hit. Aw, took two hits, which is pretty good, I have to say. Let's shoot it with an arrow. I gave it poison, that's good. So all of these effects are all from the snapshot. You have all these arrows. Arrow, poison, So, it looks like it's possible to spam the system. It looks that way. But it's only looks. Because, what happens is, let's say I have all these swords that I'm duplicating here. If I drop them into my inventory, they disappear, so I can't use them. If I put them in my offhand, I have it. I can't really hit with it because I have this one. I can't right click to block because they removed that in the snapshot. And so the only thing I can do is hit the F key to switch, and that just goes away now. So there's no possible way to use the stuff. I mean, you can give yourself more, but it doesn't really matter because you can't use it. One thing that's interesting is that when you run into mobs, it pushes the player back. This is more like Pocket Edition, so I think they're trying to add that in there. Trying to make it more similar, which makes sense. You shouldn't be able to just go right through an animal, so, or any living thing or anything. So, let's get into this. Here, this keeps track of this creates the bows score. That keeps track of if they're in the game. There's always an objective for that. I have R bows, so that's red, and B bows, which is blue. So those are just the commands you need to enter to make this system work. So, over here, start out with this one. This is a replace item command, and basically what it's doing is in this slot, it's replacing that slot with a bow every time it goes around. The reason I don't have this constantly going around is if you have the bow pulled back like this, and then it replaces the bow with another bow, then it won't fire any arrow. It'll just stop. So it'll make it impossible to actually use the bow, which is definitely not what we want. So it must be every once in a while. I mean, if you're holding the bow here and then you, like, there's a small chance that it would replace it and you would have to, and it would not shoot, but that's very rare. And so I didn't really care about that. Here we have some more replace item commands. This is at all players who have a score of bows. And it's feet and then iron boots. So these 4 are all the armor. So they're replacing my whole thing with armor. And then here we have a stone sword. So that's replacing this slot with a stone sword. That way they can fight. And then these are all replacing the rest of the slots with air. So slot 3, slot 4, and so on. So that just makes it so it clears the player's inventory, at least on their hotbar. Then I have effect. So these are all of the effects. So if they're in the game, I give them swiftness 1. I give them strength 1. I give them saturation 1. I give them regen 1. And 16 night vision 1. Oh, and since if you haven't seen my previous videos on these command blocks, which I highly recommend you check out, these are the repeat command block, which means they cycle 20 times per second. They run this command, and there's a new button over here that's always active or needs redstone. So if it needed redstone, it would only constantly repeat if there's a redstone signal to it. Here it's always active, so it's just like it says. It doesn't need any redstone current. I just place it and put the command in there, and it cycles on its own. So I really like that feature. I am glad they added that in. I think it's going to really help. And here, this is the arrow mechanics. So it took me quite a bit to find how to replace with the bows or the special arrows. So at A, bows min equals 1. So if they're in the game, it replaces their slot.hotbar.2. So that would be their third slot because it starts at 0. And the ID is tipped arrow. And then 1, 0, so it's the count, the type, and then potion, and then colon, poison. So that's the ID of the potion effect it has. That one has harming. Then there is slowness and weakness. So slowness is there. And that's a clock just constantly ticking. So you can't really keep track of which one you're going to fire. You just fire one and hope it's good. So I think that's a good way of keeping things random. And then I decided I had to use the chain command blocks for something other than just displaying commands. So here I use them for the joining mechanics, which is, I really like the way this could help. I'm probably going to use these from now on when I join players to a thing. So players set at P, whose R equals 2. So if they're within 2 blocks, it sets their bows score to 1. So now they're in the game. It joins red. And since these arrows are all pointed, it'll hit this one, and that one, and that one, and it'll be all in order. And these are always active, so they don't need a redstone block near them. I mean, I could put it as needs redstone and put a redstone block there, but why? So here I have spawn point at P, and then there's the coordinates, and teleport them to the same coordinates. So that would be there. that gold block. So that's how the game works. It's pretty simple. I'm going to go on the game mode 0, and let's do this. It's not really that good because there's no other players here right now. If there are more players, this is like a team versus team type of a game, so teams could like shoot at each other and stuff. But it's just me and these villagers, so I guess these are the ones who will have to die. See, I like the sweeping attack. What's this? No, that was a fail. Okay, what's this? It's hard to get it right. They have to be closer to each other, I think. Let's go to a pack. Here we go. Yeah, I got them both. Yeah. See, they fear me. Because they should. I am the builder. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I am the builder. So if you like this video, you like CommandBlock Minigames, you just like minigames, then you should definitely subscribe, because these videos are going to keep coming out. So, yeah, stay tuned.